Floyd Mayweather went before the Nevada Boxing Commission to explain that his reality show isn't real at all. It was actually something that Manny Pacquiao took issue with. He tweeted the following: Floyd Mayweather's testimony to the commission on All Access authenticity tells me everything I need to know about his desire to fight me. Floyd Mayweather responded, Miss Pac-Man is broke and desperate for a payday. Your pay-per-view numbers are a joke. Well, Manny responded to the following. He told the AFP, I'm not angry at him, still feel sorry for him because he acts like an uneducated person. It's pitiful to me, and I'm praying for him. He should fear God. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Pacquiao quoting a verse from Matthew in the New Testament. Stephen A. Smith, what do you make of it all?
It's kind of strange, to be quite honest with you. On one hand, I do understand from a micro perspective, Skip, what Floyd is saying. From the perspective that Manny Pacquiao coming back at him, like Floyd talking about his reality show and how some of it was staged. What does that have to do with Manny Pacquiao? How is that any of his business? So his willingness to be involved says to me that he's trying to draw attention to Floyd because he wants to fight Floyd so badly. But let's be clear. The number one reason Manny wants to fight Floyd so badly is because Manny wants that money. It's not like he's offering to fight Floyd in the park for free, okay? He wants that big payday. So Floyd is absolutely accurate and correct when he says that. But what Manny points out in terms of losing your own soul, look, man, Floyd has been involved in a lot of stuff lately, and he's been a bit distracted, to say the least. And people who believe, who swear they know him, who were once close to him, whether it's 50 Cent or others, you know, the beef that he had with Nelly before in the past, who, by the way, just texted me and told me to tell you the New England Patriots ain't going to even make the playoffs. But that's a different subject for another day. I mean, you've got that.
Text him back and tell him he's wrong.
Yeah, okay, I got you. But I'm saying, whether it's Nelly, whether it's T.I. and the stuff that he got into it, whatever, you have people that look at Floyd and they do feel like he's soulless. Now, I don't want to go that far, but I don't know Floyd on that level. I know Floyd the boxer. I know when Floyd and I talk, we talk about boxing, the business of boxing, and some of the things that he's had to go through on that platform. I don't know that other stuff. But having said all of that, if there's, where there's smoke, there's fire. And for a whole bunch of people to say that about you, and then for them to point out, and others, and many others, point out that the people around you who are loyal to you are also people who are paid by you. Then you start getting into the more macro perspective of saying, okay, I don't know whether this is true or not, but it can be alarming because you do get the sense that Floyd needs to reel himself in. The only thing that I can say definitively is this. I am sick and tired of Floyd Mayweather Jr. saying he wants to give the people what they want to see. Because we want to see him against Pacquiao.
Sure.
I want that fight. I believe it's going to happen this spring. That's my personal opinion. That's what I've been told. I'm going to believe it. But I will be the first to acknowledge, Skip, that I believe it because it's wishful thinking. I don't know. I cannot. I love Floyd Mayweather, the boxer. I think he's the best on the planet, defensively. I am sick and tired, though, of hearing him say he just wants to give the people what they want to see. Nobody wanted to see Madonna.
No.
2 against Floyd Mayweather Jr. We want to see Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Okay, so don't tell me anymore. Don't tell Skip. Don't tell Kerry. Don't tell anybody. You want to give the people what they want to see, but we don't see Pacquiao. We want to see you against Pacquiao. You are a fighter. You have generated over $500 million in earnings for yourself. Come on now. Give us the fight we want to see quickly.
Okay.
That's what I'm willing to say definitively.
So you are taking this pretty seriously, which I appreciate.
Yes.
You're not laughing at this at all. No scoffing.
No.
Okay, so as you try to, from a distance, psychoanalyze your man Floyd, I'm going to do the same for a guy I like that we've had on the show before, Manny Pacquiao.
I like Pacquiao too, just not against Floyd.
I'm perplexed by this response from Manny because I've brought this up several times over the last 2 years on this show. He has undergone what I think is a genuine spiritual conversion. And I don't know who he is anymore. And if he really, really wants this fight, I think he does. I hope he does, but I'm not sure. Because this begs the question, Manny, do you want to save Floyd's soul or knock him out? Because it's two separate things. Maybe he wants to do both. I don't know. But Matthew 16:26 is one of my favorite verses. And again, you read it in paraphrase. This is Revised Standard. But, you know, for what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world? Floyd has gained the whole world financially, right?
Sure.
No, nobody has made more money in sports than Floyd Mayweather Jr.,
Sure.
right? But he forfeits his soul while doing so. Well, that's a deep thought, and it's a good one that a lot of people should stop and think about.
Yes, sir.
So, in this case, I don't know, it almost came across when I first read it like it's a little condescending to Floyd. He said he's uneducated, and I think the translation, because
It's hard, yes.
but I think it was lost in translation.
Yes.
I don't think he meant literally uneducated. He meant that he was unenlightened spiritually. You know, he didn't know enough to know, okay? So, I know we're going really deep here, but I have wondered, and we've had various analysts on the show who have wondered the same thing. Does Manny really, really want to knock somebody out in the ring? Because you got to want to knock out your opponent. You got to want to beat him and beat him up at the same time, because it's a brutal sport, right?
Well, here's why I'm not fazed based on your analogy, your breakdown. If you remember, this is years ago when Floyd was still with HBO as opposed to Showtime, and he did 24/7.
Yeah.
And there was a big to-do about him and his relationship with his dad. I think it was prior to him fighting Hatton, because the father would ultimately later train Hatton when Hatton got knocked out in 2 rounds by Pacquiao, got put to sleep. The father kept saying, Floyd Mayweather Sr., and the credit to them that they've seemed to rehash things and they seem to be in a much, much better place, because it was uncomfortable watching them in the past. Now it's a beautiful thing to see how close they appear to be. But the father kept saying at that particular time, I love my son, but he needs to get knocked on his you-know-what.
Yeah,
That's what he kept saying. Manny Pacquiao basically could be saying the same thing. There are a lot of people that look at Floyd and they may feel the way that Manny described, but they think that redemption, or they think that, you know, for him to be born again per se, is to get dropped, knocked out, embarrassed, etc., etc.
Sure.
So I'm saying that to say, I don't believe in any way, I don't care if Manny is singing, okay, which, and by the way, every time I think about Manny singing, I think about Drake performing at the ESPYs imitating Manny Pacquiao. I thought it was hilarious. But what I'm saying is, whether it's Manny singing, whether it's him being a politician, or whatever the case may be, I think the one fight that Manny Pacquiao would get up for is Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that he would be on a mission to try and knock Floyd Mayweather out. But I also believe it's the one fight Floyd would be ready for more than in any other time in his career. Even when he knocked out the late Diego Corrales, I believe that Floyd would be up for that fight as well. If you want to see two dudes literally locked in and focused on nothing but each other, that is the fight, which is why I don't want to hear. This is one place where I completely jump off the bandwagon. I don't want to hear anything from Floyd. Don't tell me. I swear I might throw something at one of my TVs if I see it again. I do not want to hear this man say, I just want to give the people what they want to see. We want to see Pacquiao and Floyd in the ring. Give it to us. And I'm going to stay there. Matter of fact, I'm not going to talk about Floyd Mayweather Jr. on this show or any other show ever again without mentioning that point. We want to see Pacquiao. Nothing else he does matters.
And to Manny, I say, onward, Christian soldier.
Yeah, it's interesting. You said you thought he didn't mean he was an uneducated person. The Guardian said I read a part of this article that Manny meant it like he didn't know the Lord.
That's right.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, unenlightened spiritually.
Not necessarily there. All right, we leave it there.